Hey, Keith, see that over there?
I do. I see that.
What is that? What's going on?
It looks like a camera to me.
That's a camera there, brother.
Hello.
We're coming at you in the third dimension.
We are.
We've added a video element to the
Yeah.
podcast.
A new element, to the podcast. It's big things.
Have we grown up?
We got big things coming, baby.
Are we growing up?
Yeah, we're getting old.
Is this us?
We're getting old, yeah. Look at us.
Let me tell you this.
Jeez.
We've been doing the podcast since October. That's 6 months.
Yeah. Wait,
6 months.
This is episode number 20.
This is 20. The
the
big 2-0.
The big, what's 20 in Spanish again? What's it,
Shh, you probably know better
Venti?
than me.
Venti?
I think so.
I think it's Venti.
Oh, because venti means 20. Like in role models, remember?
Yeah, I think,
venti
Venti.
means 20.
20.
And now you're stupid
Venti.
in 3 languages.
Boom.
Let me give you this. Like that? What'd you think of that?
I enjoyed it.
That was good. All right. Coming at
Made
you.
me happy, man.
3D video podcast. Check us out. Here we go. Let's cue that theme music. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Kel's Cuts. This is the podcast where we talk about, well, movies. I'm your host, Kellen Slattery, and I'm joined today once again by my illustrious co-host and horror fanatic. You know him. We love him. It's Keith Vogt. Keith, how the hell you doing, brother?
I'm doing pretty good. Brother. Thanks for that lovely intro. I appreciate that. It's good to be here in 3D.
Yeah.
Love that. I thought you were going to ask me what our favorite 3D movie we saw together was, and I was going to say G.I. Joe.
Oh.
Do you remember that time?
Yes.
We had a lovely time seeing G.I. Joe together.
Yeah. Well, tell me. Remind me.
For some reason, we decided to see the new G.I. Joe movie about like over 10 years ago in 3D, which is, I guess, was a good move. It makes it more, dramatic and, more of a spectacle.
Yep.
But for some reason, we just had uncontrollable laughter the entire time. We just couldn't.
Yeah.
We couldn't stop laughing for some
we
reason.
couldn't. No.
Yeah, I don't know why. I think at one point, I lost my 3D glasses.
Yeah.
Or I accidentally broke them or something. I had to get like new ones.
And you stole mine, and then you broke mine, and then we
Okay.
both had to get 3D
That's
glasses.
what happened.
You thought it was really funny. You took my glasses, and you were like, "Hey, look at this!" And you punched the 3D lens out of the glasses. I was like, "Keith, what the hell are you doing?"
Yeah, that's on me.
Yeah.
That's on me.
What was that for?
I'm sorry. We had a good laugh about it.
We
though.
did. We laughed a lot.
We were having a good time.
Yeah.
It's a fun memory.
Drinking
It's a fun memory.
big Sprites and Cokes and stuff way back in the day.
It's a lovely time.
Good stuff. Yeah.
How I'm feeling today, though, I did write this down.
Oh.
Okay. So
Prepared.
so just
Look at that.
bear with me, people.
Yeah.
I wrote a couple ones down. I'm just gonna go with a
Okay.
simple one right here. Feeling like a hyena. Ready to fight. Ready to brawl.
Whoa.
Somebody give me a lion to eat. Hashtag Mufasa.
It's great. It's so good.
Thanks, man.
I love that one.
Jeez,
They're
wow.
always good.
This makes me really happy.
Every single week. I'm always surprised. They come at me with creativity and spunk. They're fun. I love them.
Your joy brings me joy.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Seeing your face right now, it's
Good,
got me
man.
going.
Yeah.
It's got me going.
I'm going. We're going.
on one.
I think we're on something in the third dimension. It's good stuff.
Yeah, something's in the air.
Something's in the air tonight. Okay. So listen, if you've joined us before, you know how the show works. But if you haven't, this is your first time joining us. Thanks for listening or watching now. This is the show. It's a movie show where we start off with a box office breakdown. Okay?
The B.O.B. Everyone.
That's right. So we start off with the box office breakdown, and after that, we go into our boom or bust movie news segment. So
Boom
if we
bust,
like
baby.
a story, we like the way that it's making us feel, gives us feelings of hope, happiness, intrigue, different things along those lines in the positive realm, we give you a reaction of...
Boomity boom.
That's right. But if we don't like the story and it's giving us feelings of sadness, despair, different other negative type of things, we give you a reaction of...
You're a busty son of a gun.
That's right. After that, after the boom or bust movie news segment, we go into our cuts or our highlight of the week. And this week's going to be a little interesting, a little different. We put a spin on it.
Indeed.
Keith has been interested. I'm getting him into the Criterion collection.
Yes.
And
yes. I love it. I am extremely ecstatic on finding out this. I had no idea really. I knew what the Criterion collection was, but I didn't know all the specifics of it. I knew that, critically acclaimed movies were, always in the Criterion collection, but
Right.
I'm recently now just starting to dive deeper into it. And,
Yeah.
oh man, I'm loving it, and I'm loving all these movies
Yeah.
that are in the Criterion collection. I've seen about like 8 of them in the past week.
Wow.
I'm like,
deep
I'm on
diving.
a roll, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you don't know, the Criterion Collection is an American home video distribution company that focuses on licensing, restoring, and distributing important classic and contemporary films. So these are movies that had a large cultural impact or were very critically acclaimed in some area, and they could be, as old as like A Gone with the Wind or as new as Honora, which is also coming to the Criterion collection.
The newest film to get added to the collection, Honora, baby.
So it's really cool. Sometimes if you don't know what to watch and you want something that had a significant cultural impact, see what the Criterion collection has. Maybe you'll find something that you like. We bring this up because our cuts this week, our highlights this week, we're doing the Criterion Cuts. I'm going to give that a...
Let's go.
That's right. Let's go.
Hell yeah, baby.
It's Criterion Cuts.
Criterion Cuts. Baby.
So, Keith, I don't know which Criterion movie you are highlighting. It's going to be a surprise up until we get to that segment of the show.
The beautiful thing about the Criterion collection is I feel like the majority of people in the world have not seen these movies. And so I feel like when you talk
gems a lot of the time.
a lot of hidden gems on the Criterion collection. Yeah. So when you're talking about one of these films, it's usually going to be a new movie that no one's ever seen. It's probably going to be interesting, entertaining for them. And yeah, they're always a different movie. There's so many, all types of movies on the Criterion
all sorts
collection.
Of things on the Criterion
collection.
Collection.
Every single genre, of course, and they're all phenomenal. They're all the majority of them are absolutely critically acclaimed.
And even the ones...
There's a movie out there for everybody in the Criterion collection,
definitely.
for sure.
Even the ones that... maybe aren't as critically acclaimed or maybe aren't viewed as highly, they still have had some sort of an impact on the culture, and you can definitely get some value. I love watching all movies, good movies, bad movies, everything in between, because you can always get something out of it. Criterion really shines a light on that, and they do great restoration. They make the picture and the sound quality absolutely excellent. So like he said, you just find some hidden gems. I don't know which Criterion movie he's going to talk about. He doesn't know which Criterion movie I'm going to talk about. So
I don't even know which Criterion movie I'm going to talk about yet.
Oh, you don't?
Oh, no, I do
you
not.
saw enough.
Well, because I saw 8 of them.
Yeah, you've got enough.
Ocho.
That's all.
It's a lot. I don't know which to choose from. They're all so phenomenal. I love them all.
It's good stuff, man.
You were telling me that the Criterion collection, it's either a critically acclaimed film or a culturally significant film.
Right.
That those are usually the films that get added to the Criterion collection.
Yeah, and maybe also movies that didn't quite able to garner a significant audience, and then through this able to find an audience or get some light shed on a film that maybe deserved a little bit more attention. Yeah, so interesting stuff there from the folks over at Criterion. We love you.
Love it, baby.
After the Criterion Cut, guess what we've got? It's a segment that is famous on this show. It is the BSOTD. It is the bold statement of the day. It is your hopes, your dreams, your thoughts, your feelings, your aspirations, all of it packed up in a little bow. It's a present. It's a tight little gift. We have it for you. We're going to be opening up later, okay? I've got something. Keith's got something. Once again, I got no idea what the hell this guy's going to say. He's got no idea what the hell I'm going to say.
And once again, I also have no idea what I'm going to say.
Yeah. Today, I'm not sure if I do either, but it'll come to me. So with that,
will come to us. We'll hit the flow.
Without any further ado, my friend, it is time for the box office breakdown.
The B.O.B., baby. B.O.B., Bobby Ray.
B.O.B., Bobby Ray.
I think we should be shouting out Bobby Ray every single episode.
B.O.B., Bobby Ray, Lovelier Than You from the album The Adventures of Bobby Ray. Great song. It was also featured in Adam Sandler's 2011 comedy film Just Go With It, starring Adam Sandler, Jennifer Aniston.
Really?
It was. He is walking back to his hotel room, and he's kind of thinking, like, Jennifer's kind of great. We've been coworkers, but is there some kind of chemistry here? And then the song comes on, "Lovelier Than You." It's really nice. It's a good moment in the film.
Bobby Ray, man.
B.O.B.
Just out here making people feel good.
The box office breakdown. There it is. All right, so we're going 5-1. That's how we do it over here, 5-1. This is from the weekend of March 7th to March 9th. And it's cool. This is actually the 10th weekend, I believe, of the year. 10th weekend? No, that doesn't make sense. No. It says weekend 10 here. Domestic 2025, weekend 10. That doesn't quite make sense.
10th weekend?
No, can't be.
Well, no,
we're in the third month.
We're approaching mid-March.
So it is. It can make sense.
Yeah. No, 100% it makes sense.
Gosh.
You got 4 weeks in a month.
This year's just flying by.
You do the simple math.
Yeah.
4 plus 4, that's 8. That's 2 months
weeks,
right there. Now we're in March, the third month out of the year. We're about halfway through. 10 weeks.
That's why you're here.
Boom.
Doing the big math
I'm
for us.
doing the math,
Thanks.
man. I'm the
Jeez.
mathematician.
So let's get into the numbers, folks. Here we go. It's number 5. It's my favorite little furry friend. It's Paddington in Peru,
Look at that
bringing
guy
in
go.
$3.7 million with only an 18% decrease for Sony Pictures. Keith, it's Paddington in Peru in the number 5 spot. He's a little bear. I love him. He's still sticking around in the top 5. Paddington.
Give me that furry friend. I want him now. I want to cuddle. I want to hang out with him. I want a bear as a friend.
Me too.
I want that bear to be Paddington.
Yeah, I agree with that. Next, we've got number 4. It's a movie that the two of us saw. We saw it together. It is The Monkey, bringing in $3.9 million with a 39% decrease. That is The Monkey for Neon, okay? It's The Monkey. It's still sticking around in the top 5, but we got $3.9 million for The Monkey. Keith, what do you think?
39% decrease. Kind of heavy. Kind of heavy.
You know,
the big monk.
Yeah,
but,
I mean,
you know.
it's still, it's below a 40. It's below a 40. Anytime you're below a 50, I like it. Anytime you're below a 50, I like it.
What? Oh.
Decrease?
Oh, okay, gotcha. And the percentage, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
yeah,
it's still
fair
in the
enough.
top 5, 3.9.
I trust you. I trust your word on that.
Let me tell you this.
What would you say? What's the ideal range to drop in percentage
Well,
after 1 week?
I think
Let's say after your opening weekend.
anything over 50, like the 55 to 60%, you're like, little high. We're not sure if we want to. Anything over 60, it's like, eesh, that's a lot.
Okay. Yeah.
But
yeah.
50 is a good kind of barometer because then it's all the people who needed to go out and see it at the opening weekend. Then you're getting all the people who maybe repeat viewings or they're like, oh, that came out. Oh, I got to go see it. Or you know what? I didn't want to go with the crowds. I'm trying to go now. The crowds have died down. So it's all those people. So I think 50 is a good kind of barometer that you look at.
Okay.
But you look at a movie like The Monkey and it's been out for multiple weekends now and only a 39. I like it.
Yeah, no,
Not too bad.
Yeah, no, that's more power to the monkey, man.
Yeah. So it's brought in right now a worldwide total of $52 million, $21 million internationally, 31 domestically. It's sitting at 52. Good for The Monkey.
Yeah, it's an entertaining film, like hands down.
Yeah,
even
entertaining.
though it wasn't my like full cup of tea.
Didn't love it.
Yeah, didn't love it, as we've discussed before, but I'm not surprised at all that it's taking in this much money because it's extremely entertaining. It reminded me of like a Final Destination type film. And those films, while they may not be the very best, they're always pretty damn entertaining.
It's true.
You want to go to the movie theater and just be entertained, which is what we all want to do, go out and see The Monk.
No, it's true. So next, Keith, after The Monkey, we've got...
Oh, jeez.
It's Last
Having a
Breath.
heart attack? over
Last
there?
breath.
God,
It's on my last breath.
Okay, God, you make sure you get another breath in
Yeah.
there. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
You're breathing? You got oxygen? Okay, good. Good.
It's because it was my last breath, Keith. It's bringing in $4 million with a 47.8% decrease. It's Last Breath at the number 3 spot for Focus Features. Last Breath. Did I scare you with that breath?
You did. You
Yeah.
did. I mean, I
worried you.
I thought it was your last breath.
You were concerned.
I was getting worried.
Keith, I told you last
You're
week. This
taking
is
your last breath,
it's
man.
a
I'm
damn
glad you
good
didn't.
movie.
I'm glad you're still breathing.
Damn good movie. I hope
Yeah.
you see this one. I hope everyone checks this one out. Last Breath. It's very good. It's thrilling. Yeah, it's a great story of human perseverance. It's just a powerful film. Powerful film.
You said it right there. I still haven't seen the film. I hope I can go out and see it too. I really want to. It's definitely the number one movie in the box office right now that I've been wanting to see.
Really?
Yeah, it just seems like a thrilling movie.
Yeah.
That's a true story too.
Yeah.
And that always adds more weight to any film.
Yeah. Now, that's number 2. Excuse me, that's number 3, Last Breath. Last week it was at number 2. Now, we've got number 2. It is dum bum 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 Captain America Brave New World
Big
coming
Cap.
in at the number 2 spot for the weekend box office with a 43.5% decrease, bringing in $8.3 million for Disney and Marvel. It's Captain America still in top 5, bringing in $8.3 million, number 2 spot. Not the amount of money I want to see it bringing in. Nice to see it in the top 5, just slipping down 1 spot, little dip, Captain America.
Yeah, it just keeps on falling, don't it?
Yeah. Well, that's what we expect. It is going to keep falling, but the overall numbers, it's just, it is as expected. I mean, there's not much to say about it.
Yeah, it's as expected. Not much to say. I will say I saw a clip of one of the, I guess you could say, fight scenes in the film, and I was pleasantly surprised. I was pretty entertained by it. It's the one where the Hulk is chasing Falcon, and he's like jumping in the air.
Oh, that's a good scene.
Dude, that one was sick.
Yeah, it's bad.
That was really cool.
It's a cool scene.
Dude, the Hulk is jumping.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
See,
God,
that's what we've been missing. We've been missing that from the Hulk. That's really good to see out of a Hulk.
bro, the distance that the Hulk can jump in this movie is like the equivalent of probably what, like 50 football fields?
I wouldn't go that far, but definitely multiple.
He's jumping pretty far, man.
He's got some hops.
I'd say it's about like at least 20 football fields
I think,
worth.
do you think if we put J's on him, could he jump further?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I'd say Jays help anybody with their,
With their hops?
yeah, with their hops, man. Why are all the basketball players wearing the Jays?
Help with the hops.
Help with the hops, man.
as simple as that.
Sure, they already got the hops,
Yeah.
but when you put on the Jays, boom,
Boom.
you got bigger hops.
Yeah, God.
That's what the Jays are for.
That's damn right.
Gotta go out and get some Nikes, baby.
Yeah. I got some J's right here. I wore them over to your place.
What's your favorite kind of J?
Low top. I
Low
like
top?
a low top.
Not a high top guy.
No, I'm not.
I feel like high top's in fashion right now.
I like the low top. I like Air Jordan
Sticking to your
lows.
guns.
Yeah, Jordan 1s, low.
Nice.
I wore some kind of like Black Mamba snakeskin-ish design
Ooh.
over today.
Hey, shout out to Kobe.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Rest in peace, that absolute legend.
Yeah, the great one. So it's Captain America, Keith. Worldwide, it's got $371 million. It's lower end on the Marvel money there. It's still bringing in a lot, obviously, but lower on the Marvel side. We've covered this ad nauseum. So let's get into the number one spot.
I am interested to see what's number one.
Once I say it, you'll go, oh, yeah, of course.
Okay.
Number one, it's starring a man who plays Batman,
Oh,
a co-star
of course.
who
of course.
plays the Incredible Hulk,
That's right.
a co-star who wished that their kids were dead in a recent horror movie called Hereditary. It is Bong Joon-ho's Mickey 17, bringing in $19 million. The top billed cast there is Robert Pattinson, Mark Ruffalo, Toni Collette.
Yeah.
You've got quite a few star-studded actors there. Mickey 17 bringing in $19 million for Warner Brothers. Keith, before I even get to your thoughts, this movie...
Well, I love the Tony shout out. I love how
like that?
how you brought in Tony
Yeah, you
there.
like that?
Yeah, with the
That's good.
Hereditary mention.
Yeah.
That's great.
Mickey 17 brought in $19 million.
Yeah, man.
Okay?
Wait, 19?
Yeah. Keith, this
Okay.
movie cost...
Man, that's a disappointment.
Keith, this movie cost $120 million without marketing.
Oh my lord.
production
and it looked
budget-
like it did.
Keith, this movie was expensive.
It looks like they put a lot into this, man. With not just the actors.
This
I mean,
movie
it
was
just-
expensive.
Yeah, it looks
It
like
made 19
wow.
opening weekend.
Wow.
It's tough.
That is not what you want to hear.
No.
That is not what you want to hear,
Especially for
bro.
Bong.
Especially for a Bong Joon-ho movie.
Yeah. This is his follow-up to Parasite.
Yeah,
the
the host
Best Picture
yeah, the
winning
host,
Parasite.
God, I mean, this guy. I feel like every movie this guy directs is great.
Yeah. So
And I'm sure this movie is great.
I saw the film.
Oh my lord!
I saw
am
the film.
Very eager to hear your thoughts.
I'll
on
give you
this.
brief thoughts. I'm not going to get too much into it.
Okay.
Was it great? No.
Really?
I liked it.
Oh, okay. Wow. Just
Act
right
two?
off that alone, I was expecting you to come back saying, "Yeah, hey, I saw Mickey 17. Thought it was great."
No. Wasn't great.
Wow.
I-
Okay.
Act 2 of the film, it's 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Seeing the
It's a longer
trailers,
one.
it was a little questionable. Like, there's a
So-
lot going on.
so here's the
it's
thing.
a bold genre and topic to take on.
So with Expendable Workers is
Yeah.
the social commentary. If you don't know about the film, Robert Pattinson stars as Mickey 17, alluding to how many lives he kind of has gone through. He's an expendable worker. He can die, and they can just print out another body, and he can keep going, essentially.
Okay. So Mickey 17, is he on his 17th life?
Yes.
Gotcha.
So, Act 1 of the movie, I thought was really good, really funny. The surprising amount of humor. I really liked the overall tone that they set up. Then we get into Act 2, and I kind of got bored.
Really?
I was bored with the film. I was kind of like, what direction? They were kind of navigating what exact direction they were going to take. Then in Act 3, it becomes a total spectacle. Like, you're like, wow, this is where all the budget went to. And it's like, I really enjoyed the third act of the film. It worked for me.
Oh, okay.
But the Act 2 was, I feel like they lost their footing. They weren't sure where they were going. It wasn't quite doing it for me, and I did get a little bored. I thought that this movie you could shave out a half hour.
Wow.
I don't know. Performances were good. I know that there's some criticism with the Mark Ruffalo performance. It's a very loud and big performance.
I didn't realize there was criticism.
There's criticism because people say it's almost like a sketch because it's so loud and big. It really worked for me.
Oh, okay.
I liked it, but it's a big creative choice.
Okay.
I liked it. Some people didn't.
Doing too much.
Yeah. But like you said, you mentioned a little bit. You alluded to it with the marketing. There's kind of a lot going on. This was a tough movie to market. It's like, what exactly were they going for? It's tough.
What you just said.
Tough movie to market.
Tough movie to market.
I'm not sure they did the best job of marketing it, too.
A lot of the correlation with success in films is how they're marketed.
Yeah.
If a film is marketed like excellently and it just gets everyone, you see the trailer and you just want to go out and watch it, and people are going to go out and watch it.
Yeah.
If you put out a trailer and, it looks fun and like a lot is going on, but you don't necessarily understand everything that's going on, and you're just left with a lot of questions where you feel like you really shouldn't be having a lot of questions.
Right.
Because I know a lot of trailers do leave a lot of questions, and it's like they do that for a reason. But I feel like this trailer was different.
I agree.
I feel like it was trying to clearly kind of display the story being told in the trailer, and still I was left a little confused, and I think other viewers were. And I think you just went into this movie even after seeing all the trailers, and you go into it and you're still thinking, what am I going to watch right now?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that's a really brilliant takeaway there. I would buy $19 million on a $120 million budget. I think that the audiences around the world felt the same as you.
Man,
it's unfortunate.
I still want to go see it.
Yeah, I mean, I would see it with you. I would see it again because I would want to take you, but I wouldn't, if someone
probably have a really fun time.
We would have a good time. I wouldn't recommend it as a Bong. It was my least favorite Bong movie that I've seen. Wow. And I've seen most of his films. There's only a couple.
Really?
I think I haven't seen Mother and Okja. I think I've seen all the other ones.
Did he do Snowpiercer too?
He did.
That's
and
right.
I love
Yeah.
Snowpiercer.
Chris Evans.
Really good.
Shout out to that one.
I love that movie.
Yeah. If you're looking for a thrilling movie. Oh man,
great social commentary.
Snowpiercer, man.
Yeah. Really good movie.
And he's so good at telling the story about different classes.
Yes. Yeah. Class structure, class commentary.
Was that in Mickey 17 as well? Or because he's big on that. I mean, Parasite is the ultimate movie based on your class.
There is some of that in Mickey as well.
Okay.
There is.
Did it hit? Or maybe not as much?
It just wasn't as well done as some of his other works.
That's fair.
But you can draw some conclusions. Yeah, it just wasn't as well done.
I'm getting the vibe that maybe this project was like maybe a little too much, too big, too wild to take on.
I don't know. Not for Bong. I'm not sure what went wrong. I'm not sure. I just think that they kind of went in a couple directions, and then they kind of circled around a little bit in the middle, and then they decided, oh, no, it's actually kind of about this. And you're like, oh, okay. Well, I like this, but wait, what were we doing in the other part? Oh, okay.
Like they didn't know where the movie was heading the entire film, and then they just like made the decision like in the third act. Like, this is what we're going to do.
Yeah,
and it's like,
I'm not quite sure.
Yeah,
I'm not quite sure.
And if you do that in a film, it doesn't translate to success all the time.
Yeah, no, definitely. But Keith, that's Mickey 17. Those are my quick thoughts on it. Our top 5, we've got number 5, Paddington in Peru. Number 4, The Monkey. Number 3, Last Breath. Number 2, Captain America, Brave New World. And number 1, Mickey 17.
Jeez.
Okay, so we got Warner Brothers, we got Disney, we got Focus, we got Neon, and we've got Sony. All right? Now, normally...
different production companies for everyone?
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to that.
Everybody out there. Normally, Keith, I would say, there's your top 5. Give me your takeaway. I got a surprise for you here, brother.
Oh, wow. I'm excited.
Listen to this.
What's he going to surprise me with?
So, folks, the number 7 movie at the box office is something that I need to talk about.
7? What happened to number 6?
Okay. Well, number 6 is Dogman. Very good.
Hey, Dogman.
Friend of the show, Gabriel Lujan famously coined, is he his own best friend? It's Dogman, bringing in $3.3 million, 20% decrease. Number 6.
Is he a man or a dog? No, he's a dog man.
Absolutely.
There you go.
But here's the thing. It's number 7, Keith.
Okay.
Number 7 at this weekend's box office had a 573.7% increase, okay?
Whoa.
It went from number 22 at the weekend box office to number 7. It brought in $1.8 million. It had a very big weekend last week. It's Sean Baker's Anora bringing in $1.8 million, a 573% increase in box office numbers.
Insane.
You win Best Picture, you win Best Director, you win Best Actress, you win Best Editing. It's Anora. It's bringing in the money. I mean, I love it. I love it. It's great.
It's the greatest film of the year, people.
Wow.
It's the greatest film of the year. It's the best film of the year. Go out and watch it. Won Best Picture for a reason.
That's the takeaway. You look at that top 5. No, I'm going to 7. That's the takeaway. A 573.7% increase.
I'll tell you what. I mean, I know I really want to see Last Breath. If I'm going to the movie theaters right now, number one movie I still want to see, Anora.
Wow. You've seen it multiple times as well.
I've seen it 3 times. I want to see it 4. I want to see it 4 times in the theater again. We saw it in the theater.
We did.
And we saw Sean.
We saw Sean. We went to a Q&A. Sean was there.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Just an awesome dude.
God, jeez, what a guy.
Totally humble, down to earth, incredible filmmaker. Shout out.
What more needs to be said?
That's it, man.
What a guy, man. What a movie.
That's the B.O.B., Keith.
Love to hear that. When you said it was number 22 and then it's back at 7, I was trying to think in my head. I was like, okay.
What could this be?
Like, and then I knew they brought Anora back to theaters after winning Best Picture, and I was like, okay, yeah, of course, Anora. Over 500% increase.
573.7% increase.
Hey, that's what happens when you make Oscar history.
That's right.
Like Sean did. Best editing, best screenwriting, best directing, best movie.
Boom. John Baker. That's the box office breakdown, my friends. That is the B.O.B.
Go out and see your authentic films, your authentic indie films.
See it, my friends.
Shout out.
Go out, have some fun. So next, Keith, we've got the Boom or Bust movie news segment. Jeez. It's the Boom or Bust, okay?
You're getting me going.
Oh, let's do it, man. So it's the Boom or Bust, Keith. Deadline is back at us. It's our first story of the day. If you didn't know, the South by Southwest Film Festival of the year is going on right now. So
SXSW?
That is correct. Look at you with the abbreviations.
Thanks,
so
man.
South by Southwest is a film festival that happens in, I believe, Austin, Texas. I believe it's in Austin, Texas.
You would know this, not me, brother.
So some of the films that screened at the South by Southwest Film Festival are Another Simple Favor. That's from Paul Feig. It's the sequel to A Simple Favor, starring Blake Lively and Anna Kendrick. We also had a movie called The Threesome. We also had The Astronaut, The Dutchman. We had Ben Affleck's sequel to The Accountant Part 2. We had Nicole Kidman starring in Holland. We had Death of a Unicorn with Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega.
That's right.
But, Keith, I want to focus on one movie here that I did not mention yet. We've got some first reactions coming in.
I'm hearing some negative reviews on Death of a Unicorn, actually.
I actually heard that as well.
Yeah. I'm hearing Paul Rudd, actually, kind of a little over the top.
Wow.
Yeah, it kind of didn't match with the tone of the movie.
You know what, from the trailer, I wasn't sure that the movie was going to work for me.
The tone just seems kind of all over the place.
Yeah, that's what I felt.
Kind of like how the monkey was.
Yeah, that's what I felt with that one, with Death of a Unicorn.
We'll still go out and give it a watch.
We will,
sure.
definitely.
Yeah,
but
shout
Keith,
out to A24.
There's another movie here. Speaking of the aforementioned Paul Rudd, there's a movie with Paul Rudd and Tim Robinson. It's called Friendship.
Oh, my God.
First reactions for Friendship are out. Tim Robinson and Paul Rudd lead the anxiety-inducing bromance from Andrew Yang. This is coming out of South by Southwest. It's Tim Robinson's first starring role, and it's with this writer-director Andrew DeYoung for his A24 debut film, Friendship.
Dude.
It says the comedian hits every cringe note with assistance from Paul Rudd and Kate Mara. This is the anxiety-inducing dark bromance with Robinson, a suburban family man named Craig, who quickly develops a man crush on his new neighbor, Austin, played by Paul Rudd, a beloved local...
That sounds like me and you.
A beloved local weatherman with his own rock band and an eclectic collection of ancient artifacts. But his desperate attempts to impress his new pal only make things disastrously awkward, reverberating through his life and impacting his marriage, job, and entire well-being as he gets recurring nosebleeds throughout, which Robinson uses as a hilarious physical comedy device. Keith,
dude,
it's Friendship.
Timmy Robb.
It's Paul Rudd. It's Tim Robinson. We've seen the trailer.
Man.
The buzz on the film is this is a funny one. Yeah. This is really funny, but also it's weird. Yeah. It's kind of a little mysterious and spooky.
Yeah.
That sounds like Tim Robinson and Paul Rudd could lend themselves excellently to a movie like that. What are you making of these first reactions being positive for the movie Friendship?
100%, bro. This
was boom, bust. Give me that.
Absolute boom. Absolute boom. I want to see this movie really bad. It looks excellent. I've heard it's excellent. In terms of being able to kind of perfectly blend the genres of horror and comedy, it seems like this movie did just that.
Yeah.
Like, I know we were talking about how the monkey tried to do that, and we felt like, the tone and
it
felt a little
which
flat.
Direction,
it felt a little flat in terms of kind of combining, balancing those two genres in one film. But watching this movie, man, or watching the trailer for it, man, you see them meet, and then you see them hang out for the first time.
Yeah.
And when the first time they're hanging out, they're all sitting together in a circle, and they all start singing.
Yeah.
And then it shows Timmy Rob, and it's got this beautiful like instrumental music playing in the background.
Yeah.
And it's so like uplifting. And yeah, it's super uplifting, that scene. And he's just like hanging around with all of his buddies, having a good time. It's like, and he's the new friend out of the group.
Yeah.
So, and they're all like singing together, and he's like, wow, this is really nice. And then it just cuts.
Yeah.
And then it says on the screen from it, how the trailers show like the critic quotes.
Yeah.
It just cuts to a new scene, and it says a nightmare.
Yeah. You're like, what?
And then the tone just completely switches.
Yes.
And then after it says a nightmare from one of the critics' ratings, and then it goes to another scene, and it's just Paul Rudd. He goes up to him. He's like, I don't want to be your friend anymore.
Yeah. And then he goes, you can't do that.
Yeah.
You can't say that. You can't do that.
Yeah.
It's just, what a setup.
Yeah.
Keith, I got the clip here for you. I'm going to give you that.
Because I feel like I totally botched that.
No,
yeah.
you did a great job. I just want to hear that song that they're singing.
Oh, yeah, please do.
Keith, listen to this.
I got you on my mind, just secret admirer. I've been watching you at night. I think of you. I want to be your baby. If your game is on, give me a call, boo. If your love is strong.
We get an idea of the song there. I think I might had some audio trouble connecting it directly to the computer, so I hope it came out okay on the microphone there.
It came out perfect.
I think we could hear it well.
Oh, yeah.
So they start singing that, and like Keith said, it's like, it's positive. You're feeling good. This is halfway through the trailer.
You think it's a positive movie about
Yeah.
friendship, about making new friends, and then
Right.
it just cuts, and it
Right.
says a nightmare.
Oh, boy.
And then you're like, what?
Yeah.
Like I thought they were all just having a really good time singing together.
Right.
Why is this turning into a nightmare?
Right.
And then it cuts to Paul Rudd going up to Tim and saying, hey, I don't think we can be friends anymore.
No.
And then the music gets darker, the tone gets darker, and you're just wondering what the hell is going to happen in this film.
Yeah, Keith, the first reactions for this being positive. We saw the trailer together. This is a boom. I can't wait to see this one.
Me too. We got to see this one.
We're gonna see it together. It's gonna be fun.
This one together. A24.
Yeah.
Shout out once again.
Tim
Just always producing
Robinson,
great movies.
Yeah, this brand of comedy is what Tim Robinson does, just excellently well. And Paul Rudd, he can obviously do all sorts of different types of comedies, but this seems to be Tim Robinson's bread and butter. So if this is going to be like a first big kind of starring role for Tim in a movie, what a great choice! What a great choice!
And it is.
Yeah,
Like we usually just see Tim, with a sketch comedy, but in a big
movie,
a big name movie.
Tim, let's
man.
go, buddy.
A feature
Good
film.
to see you out there, Tim.
A feature film that looks
interesting.
good. Oh man, it
Yeah.
looks good.
Looking forward to this one, Keith.
It looks like it's gonna entertain the hell out of you.
Yeah, man.
And make you feel some type of way.
Yeah,
man.
so it comes out May 9th. So we're getting closer. It's about an hour 40. It's Friendship. It's South by Southwest festival favorite here. A24, May 9th. Let's go.
Yeah, I love it, man. I'm so excited. I love that tone change in the trailer.
I know. It's cool.
You think it's great vibes, then it's like, no.
Nope.
No. You think it's great vibes?
Uh-uh.
Hell no.
Uh-uh.
This is what actually is going to happen.
Yeah.
And I want to find out what's going to happen.
All right, so Keith, that is Friendship. That's South by Southwest. Next, I've got a story for you, Keith. We've got Bloody Disgusting coming at us, a horror movie news publication, if you don't know Bloody Disgusting. It's about Mike Flanagan's next film. Mike Flanagan's got a new one coming out. Mike Flanagan famously did the Doctor Sleep, which is the sequel to The Shining, starring Ewan McGregor. Mike Flanagan, he's also done some of the Netflix television horror shows like The Haunting of Hill House, The Fall of the House of Usher, Haunting of Bly Manor.
I have seen all three.
I've seen Midnight Mass.
I've seen that as well. I've literally seen, I think...
most of his work, right?
He's done.
He did Gerald's Game.
He did one more show.
Hush.
I swear to God, I've seen Hush. I've seen Gerald's Game. I've seen
Oculus was the first one that I saw.
Oculus.
Oculus was
I think
good.
There's only like one show of his I haven't seen.
Yeah.
But he's one of my favorite horror directors. I think he's absolutely brilliant.
Big name in the horror game. He's got a new one coming out. It's called The Life of Chuck, and the first poster just came out. It's highlighting that this is a Stephen King adaptation, and it's got a star-studded cast. Let me run down some names for you. Top billed, we have Chiwetel Ejiofor, Tom Hiddleston, Karen Gillian, Matthew Lillard.
That's awesome.
We've got Jacob Tremblay, And at the very bottom, we've got Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker himself. This is The Life of Chuck, based on the short story from Stephen King, written for the screen and directed by Mike Flanagan. The poster
That's awesome.
was
man.
just released. Keith, I'm going to kick it to myself first. This poster for
I
me
am pumped on this baby.
is a boom. It's not an over-the-top boom. It wasn't a poster that I was like, oh my God, I can't wait.
Well, that's an over-the-top boom for me. Anything Flanny makes.
Sure,
Oh,
but
God, it's a boom.
I'm talking about just the poster.
Yeah, that's fair.
Poster is what was released here. It's a good poster. I like it. It looks like we have Tom Hiddleston. He's kind of silhouetted, and he's got, it's kind of a space landscape behind him, and there's this blue light illuminated from him, and I'm intrigued. And the poster, as the names go down, there's different letters that are highlighted. We have WHOISCHUCK question mark. Who is Chuck? Question mark. Okay?
Ooh.
The Life of Chuck, and then Who is Chuck is highlighted as the poster goes down. So we're getting a little of a mysterious feel, some intrigue. For me, it's a boom. Like you said, Mike Flanagan, horror, Tom Hiddleston. Tom Hiddleston and Mike Flanagan,
Yeah.
it's an interesting combo.
You're a big Tom fan, man.
I
Loki.
love Tom Hiddleston.
Shout out to Loki, man.
I love
One
Tom
of the best
Hiddleston.
villains
Yeah.
in the Marvel universe.
I think one of the best villains of all time.
Of all time.
I think he's
Facts.
that good.
Facts.
He is that
That's why he had his own
good.
show.
That's right. He's
and,
that good.
And the show was great, right?
I really like the
Yeah.
show. Yeah, show's really good. So, Keith, I'll kick it over to you. It's Mike Flanagan's new poster. Bloody Disgusting's reporting it. It's The Life of Chuck, okay?
Kick
Mike
it over,
Flanagan.
baby. I'm ready.
What do you got? Boom
I-
or bust?
Absolute boom. I love Flanny so much with a passion. He's one of my favorite directors. Any new project that he comes out with, it's a boom for me. I don't even care what.
Yeah,
He's already done multiple Stephen King adaptations.
right.
He did Doctor Sleep and he did Gerald's Game,
Right.
which are both very, very well-made movies. They are both excellent. I recommend go out and see them. If you're going to see one thing of Flanny's, though, please go out and watch Haunting of Hill House. Seriously, in my opinion, the greatest horror show I've ever watched. I love the Haunting of Hill House. But Flanny, this is big. I'm pumped, man. Not much to say other than that. I mean,
Yeah.
It's just big news that he's coming out with a new film. I feel like that guy's always working, man.
He's a busy
He's
guy.
a busy guy, dude. And one other thing I would like to say, all of his past movies, he uses the same cast. He uses a lot of the same cast
does,
in
yeah.
all of his stuff. Like the same people who are in his shows are in his movies.
Right.
And he actually, his wife is in a lot of his films.
Right,
His
right,
wife
right.
is in Hill House. She's in Midnight Mass. She's in Hush. She's in a lot of his work, and she's great. But yeah, dude, I'm so hyped on this, and I'm only expecting big things for this one, man.
Yeah, it comes out June 6th. This is from Neon. I'll give you a quote here. This is
Neon's producing it too.
Yep,
That's big.
Neon. So Megan Navarro wrote this in her review out of the TIFF Film Festival. This is, quote, "It's the little things that matter most, both in life and in the life of Chuck. Flanagan finds inventive and stylish ways to remind us of this throughout, shaking loose, deep-seated memories from Chuck's upbringing and highlighting the way small choices or unobtrusive memories can create a lasting ripple effect throughout the years." That's intriguing.
Interesting.
That is an intriguing pass. So
Very
it
interesting.
The poster begs the question, who is Chuck? The movie is called The Life is Chuck. We'll find out on June 6th.
There's probably going to be, a number one thing I love about...
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here. Apologies on the technical difficulties.
Apologies, everyone.
We had some issues with the sound, and we had to make a quick run, Keith.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this baby right here just straight up died on us. And
Yeah.
we actually had to take a little pit stop to 7-Eleven, get some Duracell batteries.
Boom.
Get this baby back going,
They
and here
had
we
it.
are.
We're
We're back.
rolling.
We're ready for business.
Look at that.
and, Yeah, we're ready to give you the tea.
And Keith,
Let's go.
what'd you bring out here? What's this? What do we got here?
We didn't just get the Duracell batteries. We brought out some Trader Joe's dark chocolate covered mini pretzels. Emphasis on the mini. It's not a regular size pretzel.
You know me, I'm
It's
a
mini
pretzel
one.
guy.
It's a small one. You're a big pretzel guy.
I am. I'm
I
diving in.
brought these babies
Diving in.
out, and you've been going ham ever since.
Yeah, it got me through.
Every time I look over, your hand is in the bag.
I was,
Jeez, you can't even speak now.
No.
Just full of pretzels.
Pardon me.
How many pretzels you got in your mouth right now? Like
It's
3?
just one. Only one.
It sounds like you got about 5 in there. You want to chew and finish up? Thanks for the laugh, man. Appreciate that, brother.
Okay. So listen, Keith, you were talking about Mike Flanagan.
We're back.
Okay. You were talking about Mike Flanagan
I was.
and how he doesn't only incorporate horror into his stuff. He also
Yeah. I love Mikey so much. Not Mikey Madison, big Mike Flanny. Because he's not just a horror director. He mixes in those emotional elements so beautifully in his horror anything that he produces
Right.
or creates. I mean, Haunting of Hill House is a great example of just a perfect blend of horror and emotional elements in there too. I mean, yeah, like I said before, I've cried many times watching that, and I've cried many times watching any of Flanny's work. So I'm very excited for this one. I hope it has those emotional elements like we see throughout all of his films, and I know it's going to be scary as hell too, because anything like when a Flanny movie's coming out, there's no question it's going to be scary. It's going to be scary hands down, man. That's why I love him so much. He creates that beautiful, haunting atmosphere that you're looking for in a horror movie. He's so great at that.
Yeah.
Just building those worlds. But yeah, love the emotional elements too. Hoping for a lot of that. And a previous point that I wanted to make is, I said that he works with a lot of the same actors. I'm happy that this new movie of his is not really, there's not much of that. It's a brand new cast that he hasn't worked with many of these people a lot, or if ever.
Yeah.
And the cast is absolutely loaded. That's what I love about it too. The majority of Flanny's work, a lot of the people in his films you haven't really heard of. Like they're not A-list celebrities. And like I said, he works with a lot of the same cast, including his wife. So it's a lot of kind of no name, not too big name people. I mean, Victoria Pedretti, she starred in Bly Manor and Haunting of Hill House, and she's great, 100%. I'd say she's probably one of the most popular of his actors that he uses in his films. But I'm just really excited to see this one finally have some big name A-list actors on a Flanny film. Very excited about that, man.
Yeah, no, definitely. So, Keith, that's Mike Flanagan's The Life of Chuck. The poster just came out. We both gave that a boom. Next, we've got It's the Hollywood Reporter, Keith.
Oh.
It's another horror
The Holly B.
horror story coming at you.
You're still shaking off the jitters from 7-Eleven.
I'm just buzzing over these pretzels. I'll tell you that.
Wow.
Good stuff right there.
That's what has you at a loss for words.
Let me take it again.
Mini dark chocolate
I'm a
Trader Joe's
professional.
pretzels.
Let me take it again. So, Keith, it's the Hollywood Reporter. We've got a new story coming at us. It's for you. It's a horror story.
Oh.
We've got a remake of Stephen King's Cujo is in the works at Netflix.
Cujo.
The dog Cujo. Roy Lee will produce the reboot of the 1981 Stephen King novel, first adapted in the 1983 film that starred Dee Wallace and Danny Pintaro. Keith, it's Cujo. It's at works at Netflix. It's a reboot coming. Stephen King book. Is this a boom or a bust?
Massive boom. Big boom for me. It's funny, we were just talking about Flanagan because Flanagan he adapts so much of Stephen King's work.
Right.
And, Cujo, I would assume, Flanny maybe at least tried to take on this maybe, but, maybe he's busy doing something else. But, I'm really excited about this one. I mean, Flanny's not the only guy out there that can turn a Stephen King adaptation into a great masterpiece. Mm-hmm. I'm really excited for this. I've actually never seen Cujo.
Yeah, the 1983. I haven't either.
Yeah,
I've read a lot of the book.
Yeah. I think we all kind of know the story.
Right.
Dog goes rampant, and just it kind of goes crazy.
Wreaks havoc.
Yeah.
Keith, I'm going to take it over now. I'm going to give this a bust.
Oh, really?
I'm going to give it a bust.
Why? Just because we don't need more remakes? We want more originality in the movies?
It has nothing to do with the fact that it's a remake. It's just that I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of the Cujo story.
Oh yeah,
I don't know if it's not gonna. I don't know if it's gonna work.
Yeah, I don't know
if it's gonna work. I don't know.
I'm really not the biggest fan either. I guess it shows why I still haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I mean, out of all the Stephen King storylines, this one isn't that I would run out and say we need to produce a film or a television series on. It's not. For me, I'm just, I love dogs. I'm an animal lover. I like dogs when they're happy and nice. I don't have that much interest in seeing this dog wreak havoc on a town.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it a bust. I'm not too interested. We'll see how trailers and posters and all that sort of stuff comes.
Yeah.
But right now, it's a bust.
Yeah. No, I don't blame you there.
Not doing it for me.
The majority of Stephen King books that we've read and adaptations that we've seen, a lot of them are pretty complex. Complex characters, complex stories. I'm sure this has some of that, but
Right.
overall, it's a very simple film. It's just a dog going mad, trying to kill people.
Yeah.
And how much excitement is there in that?
Yeah.
There's some excitement for sure.
Sure.
And I'm sure it'll be entertaining. I mean, Cujo is a very popular film.
Yeah. It's not doing it for me. It's a
Yeah,
bust.
No, that's fair.
You're
I
on
don't,
the
bl-
boom
I don't,
side, I'm
I
on
don't
the
blame
bust.
you.
Yeah.
I don't blame you at all.
Keith, that's Cujo. It's Hollywood Reporter. Next, we've got Screen Rant. Screen Rant's coming at us with a new story here. It's a new film coming from Martin McDonagh. Martin McDonagh recently did 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. He also did The Banshees of Inisherin, In Bruges, and Seven Psychopaths, among some other films. Sam Rockwell is starring in this new film from Martin McDonagh. Sam Rockwell just won the Oscar for 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri.
That's right.
Great performance. Guess who's added to the cast?
What a movie.
None other than Mr. Steve Buscemi. Steve Buscemi joining Sam Rockwell in the star-studded new movie from Martin McDonagh. Keith, Steve Buscemi, Sam Rockwell, Martin McDonagh. Boom, bust. What do we got?
Definitely a boom for me.
Yeah.
And there's not really much else I can say on
simple.
it because I don't know a lot on the film.
Yep.
I just know that Stevie and you got
Sam Rockwell?
Yeah, Sam. You got
Sammy.
Stevie and Sam in this,
Yep.
and Sam working with the director again. That's a big boom. They got the chemistry there, and who doesn't love Steve Buscemi?
God, I love Steve.
God, man, that guy's got such a distinct face.
Dude, Steve... Okay, Keith, I'm going to...
I mean, is there anyone? You know how there are a lot of lookalikes
Yeah.
out there in the world? Who the hell looks like Steve Buscemi?
So good.
Who the fuck looks like that guy, dude?
So good.
That guy's he's got such a
Unique.
original look.
Yeah.
And
he's
you gotta love
he's 67. He's almost 70.
Steve's still going strong, dude.
Oh, my God. He's going strong as ever.
Oh, Fargo?
Yeah.
Man, you gotta love that.
So, Keith, I'm gonna take it over here. This is Steve Buscemi. This is a massive boom. Anytime Steve's in a film, Steve has worked with the best of the best.
Big Steve.
Steve's worked with, talk Reservoir Dogs, Quentin Tarantino. Steve has worked on Fargo, Big Lebowski. We're talking the Coen brothers.
Yep.
He's also worked, he's famously in the Adam Sandler crew. He's been in Grown Ups
That's
and
right.
Mr. Deeds.
That's
he works
right.
with The Sandman. He
Yeah.
works with incredible directors. He was in The Sopranos.
Yeah.
He worked on Pixar. He was Randall in Monsters, Inc. Worked with Michael Bay. He was in Armageddon. Boardwalk
Oh my
Empire.
God.
He had a television series on HBO produced by Martin Scorsese. I mean, this guy, he's an Emmy award-winning actor.
Jeez, man. His resume is loaded, dude.
Loaded.
He's the type of actor that you can
Loaded
literally
resume.
see in any genre of film.
He can do it all.
He can really do it all.
He can play
He's
the,
that type of
he can
actor.
play the crazy side character.
yeah.
He can play the loyal father.
Yeah.
He can play the comedic relief.
Exactly.
Yeah, he really can do it all. So
Like, if you see Steve Buscemi starring in a new comedy film, oh, I'm not surprised.
Boom.
You see Steve Buscemi starring in a new thriller or drama, oh, I'm not surprised at
No.
all. Steve Buscemi.
no,
That's who he is.
Steve. I mean, hey, listen, Steve,
Great actor.
Sam, Martin. It's a boom. Okay, I can't wait. Steve Buscemi, I can't wait to see what this guy does, what he brings to a Martin McDonagh story, because Martin McDonagh does a lot of dark comedy.
Yeah.
There's usually a lot of dark comedy in his films. If you're talking about Banshees of Inisherin, if you're talking about 3 Billboards, there's a lot of comedic elements in there. He's also a playwright as well, and he's done some excellent plays that have a lot of dark comedic elements.
Oh, okay.
That's Steve. It's right up his alley. Steve can do it all. So it's a good pairing there. I really like it. That's a boom. Next, we've got Screen Rant once again. Keith, this is a fun one.
Screen ranting again. Here we go.
This is a fun one, my friend. So, if you haven't heard, James Cameron is working on more Avatar films, which everyone knows.
Yes.
Keith, James Cameron recently revealed that the next film, Avatar Fire and Ash, which should come out at the end of this year,
Yes.
it will be the longest movie
Good
in
God.
the Avatar franchise. I think we're talking like 3 hours, 12 minutes or
Good
something.
fucking Lord.
Oh, I can't wait for that, brother.
Good Lord.
So,
I don't know if we're ready.
James
Are
Cameron,
we ever ready, though?
James Cameron revealed that his wife had a strong emotional reaction to
God,
a
I thought
screening
you
of
were gonna say his-
Avatar Fire and Ash.
I thought you were going to say his wife had a stroke. Jeez.
No, God, no.
Okay, yeah. I don't know why I'm thinking so negatively like that.
She did have an emotional reaction, though, to watching a screening of Avatar Fire and Ash. Quote from James Cameron, she bawled for 4 hours.
Good God.
He's bawling
A
for
fo-
4 hour
a
ball.
4-hour ball sesh?
Keith, the quote is,
Was she just I'm sorry, go
listen, My wife watched the whole thing from end to end. She had to keep herself away from it, and I wasn't showing her bits and pieces as we went along. This was December 22nd. She bawled for 4 hours. She kept trying to get her shit back together, so she would tell me specific reactions, and then she'd just tear up and start crying again. Finally, I'm like, honey, I've got to go to bed. Sorry, we'll talk about it another time. She's pretty good. She's pretty good, though. She called the ball on Titanic, Avatar, and Avatar 2, so I trust her hard on it. So, Keith?
Wait, she cried during all? What do you mean called the ball?
Yes, so he's saying that on all of them, she had a very emotional reaction to those. She had very positive.
Cried during every single one. Well, I mean, who's not crying during Titanic?
But yeah, I don't know if I am.
That's an absolutely crazy statement. And honestly, it makes me kind of upset.
Okay, sorry.
It's a phenomenal film. Deserves a cry.
Okay, so let me take this, Keith. This is a boom, and I'll tell you why.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I will acknowledge it's the director's wife. Does she have a bias? Of course.
Definitely
is she going to like the
there.
movie? Probably. But it's James Cameron.
It's James.
And we're hyping up Avatar already. It's a year out. And he doesn't have to say this. He doesn't have to say his wife watched it. He doesn't have to say his wife's opinion on it. He doesn't have to say any of this. But he did have a full quote on how, she was bawling and he also said specific reactions. So that's telling me that there's certain moments in this film that are very emotional. Key points in the film, probably plot points, that have character decisions that involve something where the character has to make a sacrifice. Because a lot of these big kind of spectacle, big budget movies, whether it's an Avengers, an Avatar, all these things, characters have to make a decision that will reveal something about themselves and probably for the betterment of humanity, and they have to make a sacrifice. That's what I'm getting from this.
Boom.
I can't wait for Avatar, Fire and Ash.
That's Leonardo.
I'm ready to cry.
Leonardo in Titanic, you could argue, makes a sacrifice in that way. What? Don't sigh and look at me like that. That's a good example.
It is.
Okay,
it is a good example.
Thank you. That means a lot.
It's a great example.
Okay,
Keith, it's Avatar,
I'll
Fire
give my
and
take.
Ash. It's a boom or it's a bust. James Cameron wife cried 4 hours. What do you think?
It's a big boom. It's a big boom for me. I'm always excited and extremely eager for any new James Cameron flick, as most of us should be.
Right.
I mean, God, his movies.
James.
His movies are the type of movies that you go out specifically to the movie theater and you got to see a James Cameron film. They're totally meant to be seen on the big screen.
That's right.
Super excited. That's absolutely insane that she cried for 4 hours straight. I got a lot of questions with that. Was she crying the entire time? Was it like literally 4 hours of straight bawling?
I think it was after the movie.
Did she take some breaks? A little snack break.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cry a little here. Get a little snack.
Pace herself.
Get a little dark chocolate covered pretzel.
Don't
then
mind if I
go
do.
for another cry again.
Just gonna grab. one of these
But
right now.
4 hours of straight crying, that says a lot about the film. And it makes me want to go out and see it. Even though if there is some bias with it being his wife, who the hell cares? Anyone crying for 4 hours after a film? Good Lord, I want to go out and see that, baby. Come on. Give me some blue people.
Damn straight,
I
brother.
want to see some blue people, man.
I agree.
And we cried a lot during Avatar 2, didn't we?
I cried like a baby during Avatar 2. I actually liked Avatar 2 much more than I liked Avatar 1. I thought Avatar 2 was excellent.
Really?
I did.
Wow.
That could be my bold statement. Maybe I'll kick it over later.
That's
to
funny.
that.
I vaguely remember seeing that movie in the theaters with you. You told me we cried together.
Yeah, we did.
I have no recollection of that. But I
the,
do.
The movie's incredible. I love Avatar 2.
I remember the movie, but I just don't remember crying with you. And I wish I did because it's a special moment.
I remember it with you. Clearly,
Special
someone was thinking
bond.
it was important. Someone was not.
Wow. Jeez. Look at you and look at me.
Can I get one of these?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Guess I should be laughing at myself, right? Yeah, it's something I got to remember. That's a special moment with my best friend.
It was good, man.
If we cried together, I feel like I should totally remember that.
Let's see Avatar, Fire and
Disappointed.
Ash together. Let's cry about it, okay?
Oh, let's do it, man.
All right, so
I'm
that
ready.
is Screen Rant. That closes out our news. James Cameron's wife cried for 4 hours after watching a screening of Avatar, Fire and Ash. Comes out later this year. We're excited for it. And that is the end of the Boom or Bust movie news segment. Next, we've got
Boom
our
bust.
cuts, or our highlight of the week. This week, it's going to be the Criterion Cuts. Keith, are you ready? Or shall I talk about a Criterion Cut?
Jeez. I think I'm ready. Yeah, let's
Ready?
go for it.
So Keith's got a Criterion Cut. It's a movie that is featured on the Criterion Channel or the Criterion Collection. I believe you streamed the film. Is that correct, Keith?
I did.
You streamed the film?
Shout out to HBO Max.
A lot of good stuff on there.
Shout out to HBO Max, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord.
Great stuff on there,
And
buddy.
specifically in terms of Criterion films, they have a lot of the
They do.
Criterion collection on there.
Should I get one of these for Max, HBO Max?
Let's go!
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
Hell yeah. That's the type of streaming service it is, baby. It deserves that recognition. It deserves that hype.
There we go. So, Keith, it's your Criterion cut of the week.
It is.
All right. What do you got for us? Tell us.
This one is a weird one.
Okay.
It's unsettling, and I don't know if it's going to make you feel good.
Oh.
It's called The Brood.
Oh.
The Brood.
1979.
Came out in 1979. It's a wonderful film. Like I said, it's disturbing. This film will disturb you. If you like disturbing films, go out and watch it. If you don't like disturbing films, maybe don't go out and watch it. But if you're a fan of the weird and the kind of sick and disturbing and unsettling, mystery, maybe some horror elements in there as well, then this movie's up for you, man. It's totally a mystery thriller throughout the entire film that transitions into a horror film at the end of the movie. And there's some body horror elements in this. As I'm about to say, the director of this movie is Mr. David Cronenberg, the absolute king of body horror. I mean, if you talk about body horror, David Cronenberg is the king.
Right.
Like, hands down. Like, I mean, has anyone out there seen The Fly?
Yeah.
I mean,
Jeff
God,
Goldblum.
dude, guy literally turns himself into a fly.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, this one's great. This one is about a man's ex-wife. She goes on a retreat, and she's on like a therapy retreat. She's doing therapy with this kind of like mysterious, kind of unknown therapist at his retreat, and she's kind of just been stuck there the whole movie. And you're kind of just trying to figure out what kind of therapy is she doing, because it doesn't sound like normal therapy.
Jeez.
Like, something is up, something is weird, something is in the air. And her ex-husband, he goes to the retreat to try to find her. And I can't give any away more than that, but it's totally a mystery thriller that turns into a body horror, and in the best of ways. Like, the twist at the ending, so good.
Nice.
Yeah, such a great film. I thought the screenplay was like, oh God, so good.
Nice,
Thought
man.
this whole film was so good. Please go out and watch it if you're a fan of the mysterious and the weird and body horror, or if you're just a Cronenberg fan. One of his best movies he's made, in my opinion.
Wow. Nice, Keith. That's great. I mean, I haven't seen it. You told me about it.
Dude, it's a weird one,
sounds
bro.
good.
Dude,
hour and a half. Good length.
You finish this movie, you're just going to be feeling like, ugh.
Yeah. It's a little icky.
Yeah, it's a little icky. You're going to be feeling
Little
weird.
Sick. Little icky sick.
And you're going to feel unsettled.
Sick.
I love unsettling movies. I'd say that's probably my favorite genre of film. Like, just to watch a film that just totally unsettles the hell out of me. And this film is just that. It will unsettle the hell out of you. It really will.
Yeah.
Go out and watch it, man. It's a great one.
The film has an 81% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's got only 31 reviews, and it's got a 68% from the audience score. Interesting to see. But you said it might not be for everyone.
It's definitely not for everyone.
Yeah.
I'd say
That's cool. That intrigues me.
God, it's so weird. And the dialogue in the film, like the therapy sessions that you see with the wife and the therapist.
Yeah.
Those therapy sessions, that is some of the weirdest damn dialogue I've seen in a movie.
Yeah.
The dialogue is so weird and unsettling, and you're just
Nice.
like, what the hell is going
awesome.
on? What kind of therapy is this?
I got to check this out.
Why are they doing this? Yeah, like, that's a big question, is like, why? Like, why are they doing this?
Yeah.
And how, yeah. You have a lot of questions throughout the entire film, and it totally just keeps you on the edge of your seat the entire way, because you're just thinking, like, what the hell is going to happen? This whole film is so mysterious throughout, and you're trying to figure out who this, what this retreat is, and why they're doing this therapy, what kind of therapy they're doing, and what that therapy results in. And you have
Dude,
a lot.
I'm intrigued.
You have a
You're
lot of
hooking me.
questions.
I'm here. I'm
you have
ready.
a lot of questions,
This is
and
great.
the whole film you're screaming, "I need answers! I need answers now!" And then you get the answer at the end of the film, the big twist, and you're just like, "Wow!"
Wow.
You were just like, "Wow!"
Whoa.
And yeah, like I said, I don't know if it's gonna make you feel good, but it'll leave you with a wow reaction. You will
Nice.
definitely, finish this film, and you will be like, wow.
Nice, man. Okay, I got to check it out.
I don't know if you're going to like it or hate it,
Yeah.
but there's
You'll
gonna
have
be
a
that
reaction.
Yeah, you're either going to be like, wow, I loved it.
Yeah.
Wow, that was way too much and,
Yeah.
and sick and disturbing, and that's just not for me.
Okay, wow. You sold me. I want to see this one. So it's streaming on Max. That's The Brood, is it right, Keith? The Brood?
The Brood, man.
David Cronenberg's The Brood from 1979, and that is Keith's Criterion Cut of the week.
A lot of unsettling imagery in the movie too.
Nice, man. I love it. Okay, I'll take over here now, Keith. I've got one for you. You got no idea what I'm going to say.
I do not.
Okay, you got no
do
clue.
not.
So my Criterion Cut of the week. It's something I have it on. I have the physical Criterion Collection Blu-ray of the film.
Jeez.
It is a French film. It's a foreign film.
Whoa.
It's a French movie. It's from 1964.
Oh, hey, look at us picking movies from the 60s and 70s.
1964. It currently holds a 97% on Rotten Tomatoes with 71 reviews and an 87% audience score. So it's pretty well received.
Wow.
As you can see there. Keith, it's a French movie. This is called The Umbrellas of Cherbourg. Okay.
I got no damn idea what that is, but I want to go watch it now.
This is a musical. There is not a single spoken line of dialogue. It is entirely sung through for an hour and 30 minutes. It's a French film. It is in French, directed by Jacques Demy. This is one of the main inspirations for the 2016 Oscar-winning film, one of my all-time favorites, La La Land.
Oh, wow.
This movie is quite brilliant. It's 1964. It's about a small town young French woman who works at this boutique umbrella store. And she falls in love for this car mechanic. The car mechanic, I think his name's Nino, and the girl's name is Catherine, I believe, or Genevieve, or something like that. They have this they're super young, they're in love. It's just it's almost poetic. They're not holding back their emotions. They sing everything. It's almost Shakespearean in the way that it is like, if I can't have you, I'll die. I love you so much. It's just this beautiful story of young love, but their romance is interrupted when he gets drafted to serve in the war.
Oh, wow.
I'll leave you at that for the premise of the movie. The use of colors in this film is magnificent.
Really?
The colors are big, bright, loud, beautiful, yellows and pinks and reds and blues. A lot of them symbolize something, and it's a really nice, beautiful story. The young lead actor is a handsome man. The young lead actress, a very pretty, beautiful girl. A nice love story, and where it goes, I think it was ahead of its time for 1964, and it's also incredibly ahead of its time for not having a single spoken line of dialogue. It is entirely sung through. Every single word in the movie is sung.
And
it'll even be in like mundane conversations. No, it's sung.
And that's incredibly rare. I can't think of a single musical where they only sing throughout the whole film.
For a film, yeah, it's common. It's common in like on stage. It's called a sing through. But yeah, as far as a feature film, it's not as common. It is not as common. Yeah,
that's original right there, man.
I believe the movie is streaming on Max.
Okay.
But it's excellent. So
of course it's streaming on Max, right?
If you love musicals, if you have an interest in that, if you love bright colors and flashiness, take an interest in this. If you want to see a love story, check this one out. It goes in some directions that you might not think. It's a beautiful story. It really is. And
man, you got me hooked right now,
man. The spectacle of it is really, because if some people aren't quite into the whole musical element, that's okay. But you just got to check out some of these scenes and the way that they're filmed. The cinematography is brilliant. There's scenes where the actor, the character Nino, the young guy, he like rides his bike through the streets of France and like goes to meet the girl, and just these kind of long shots that sweep a little bit, and then him and his camaraderie with all the other guys, when all the mechanic guys are back at their locker rooms. Hey, do you have this? And they're talking and doing the whole thing. And it feels lively. The movie feels alive. There's a pace, there's a tempo, there's a tension, which is what I think Damien Chazelle, who directed La La Land, loved about this movie. The use of colors, use of imagery,
wow, some
of the poeticism from the romance, and as well as this kind of tempo, living factor of the movie. It feels very alive. So that's The Umbrellas of Cherbourg.
Jeez, dude.
It's a good movie.
You sold
really
me, man.
good. Yeah. I like it a lot.
I think it's great. I'm in it for the love story.
Love story. The love story is great. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. I don't want to like same with you. I don't want to like spoil where it goes or anything.
No, I
but
don't wanna,
great movie.
Yeah.
That's my Criterion cut of the week. It's The Umbrellas of Cherbourg, directed by Jacques Demy, one of the main inspirations for 2016's La La Land.
Wow.
Good one, huh?
Wow.
You like that?
You really pulled that one out of the hat. Good Lord.
You said you want to do Criterion cuts. Here we go.
Dude, we got to make this a segment every week.
Play.
We got to make this a segment every week, man.
We'll do it next week.
The
We'll have some fun.
CC. The CC,
the
baby.
CC.
Yeah, the CC.
Nice. Okay.
Criterion Cuts.
So
baby.
that's the Criterion
I like
Cuts.
that one.
Keith picked out David Cronenberg's The Brood. I picked out Jacques Demy's The Umbrellas of Cherbourg, the musical romance film. Keith picked out something in the more horror thriller. Almost sounds like kind of a mystery.
Mystery for sure. Mystery/horror.
Nice. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So those are some interesting picks. Check them out if you haven't seen them. They are streaming on Max if you have any interest there. Next, it's our last segment of the day. Keith, it is the bold statement of the day, the BSOTD. Can I get one of these? Let's go! It is bold statement of the day. It's your hopes, your dreams, your thoughts, your feelings, your aspirations, all of it packed up in a bow. A tight little gift. It's a present. I have it for you. It's here. It's on my lap. Guess what? It came to me earlier during the show. I already mentioned it, so you probably got a spoiler alert. Avatar 2 is better than Avatar 1. Avatar: The Way of Water is far superior to Avatar 1. Will I be a little biased because I saw it more recently? Possibly. But I think the human element of that family dynamic that's going on, the Na'vi, the blue people, what's going on with Zoe Saldana's character and Sam Worthington's character as they have to leave their homeland and go to these different parts of the other world, and then the trials and tribulations that they go through, and just the intensity and the dramatic moments. And at the end of the film, when you think all hope is lost and something happens, oh my God, it's one of the most beautiful sequences that James Cameron has ever filmed. It made my heart soar. Made my heart soar. I loved it. Made me cry. Avatar 2, better than Avatar 1.
I love it.
Keith, it's your bold statement of the day.
Great.
It's your hopes, your dreams, your thoughts, your feelings, your aspirations. It's all of it. It's packed up in a tight little bow. It's a present. It's a gift. You have it. It's right there. What do you got for us, Keith?
I am actually prepared for once.
Whoa.
And
look at him go.
It actually relates to your film.
Wow.
James Cameron, baby. Let's both.
What do we got?
Let's both pick out some James Cameron movies.
Okay.
Simple one, everybody. In my opinion, Titanic is the greatest love story of all time. Wow. I'm sorry. I know that might piss some people off. Wow. How can you not love it? Wow. I mean, two young, beautiful people meeting on a boat. They don't know each other. One's rich, one's poor. The classic story of the rich girl falling for the poor guy. Very similar elements to The Notebook. I love that type of love story so much. Like how the poor guy can just kind of change her and change her views on him just by like solely just by being him and
right.
His charismatic self. And she meets him and she realizes like, oh, I'm married to this dull rich guy. Mm-hmm. Like sure, he's rich, sure, I have all the money in the world, but I have more fun hanging out with Leo.
Yeah.
That's where I feel like the true love is. And then their love just blossoms into something beautiful. And then we all know how it ends. I mean, I think it's the greatest love story of all time because, I mean, dying for her, Kel?
Yeah.
Dying for her.
Yeah.
He dies for her.
Yes.
Does it get more romantic than that?
No.
I mean, does it? I mean, Leo literally sacrifices his own life for hers because of that's how much he loves her.
Yeah.
Only one could get on the door when they were floating out there in the water. Or maybe not. Maybe they both could have fit on.
That's an age-old debate, but no, they couldn't have fit. I don't know.
It's definitely a big debate.
It's a decision they made in the movie. Get over it. Come on.
No, 100%. Yeah. Hey, respect that. But their love story is so pure, and I love it so much. I think a lot of people love Titanic.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, that decision that is made, it's almost Shakespearean. It's like the ending of Romeo and Juliet, where they think that she's dead, or she thinks that he's dead, or I can't remember who thought who thought which one was dead. But essentially,
you're on the money.
Juliet takes the poison because she thinks Romeo is dead, and then he's actually not dead, and then it's like, oh my God, you're not dead. Oh, well, I'm just gonna kill myself.
And then it's like you just said. Yeah, when they take that sacrifice, I don't think it speaks for. Like, I think that just speaks for how much love they have for each other, man. It's so powerful that you can just get like we already give a lot of ourselves to our partners and relationships. They're 50-50 and everything, but to fully let yourself die so she can move on and live a happy life. I mean, geez, man, it really doesn't get more romantic than that. I love that movie so much. It's a great love story. And, I hope if either of us were put in that position, both of us would be willing to die for each other. I would be willing.
Wow.
I would be willing to die for you. I would be willing to let go of your hand.
Wow.
Man, when they're holding hands for one last time and then he just lets go, and she
Holy moly.
and she says, "I'll never let go."
Jesus.
Did she ever let go? No, she never did. He may not be here physically, but she never let go.
Yeah.
Hell no, dude.
Yeah.
That's how powerful their love is.
Wow.
It's raw, it's real, it's authentic, it's pure. I love it.
Boom. Keith, you just said that to me while I was eating a dark chocolate pretzel, just looking at you, trying not to crunch during your spiel. And you were just saying like one of the nicest like friend things ever. I'm just sitting there like crunching a pretzel. I just felt like the most rude jackass.
Oh, no.
like there was.
Oh, not at all. Not at all.
Really?
I'll tell you who's a rude jackass.
Who?
Rose's husband in the film.
Oh my god.
That's a rude jackass.
Let me get one of these. Wait, say that again.
Rose's husband in the film is
Yeah.
a rude jackass. He is.
You like the support
He
there?
is. And you know who's a lover boy?
Who?
Leo. I mean,
that.
yeah. Young love, man. Young love. That another specific. One of the best stories of young love I've seen. I mean, the passion that they have for each other. They have their love is very passionate, and I love it so much. Love a passionate love story. Yes, love it. And then dying for each other at the end, just totally the cherry on top, with the iconic Titanic music playing in the background, the violin. Oh, the instrumental of it. You know what I'm talking about. Everyone knows what I'm talking about.
If you haven't noticed
yeah.
already, it's Keith's favorite movie.
Yeah, it's my favorite movie of all time.
So Keith, gun to the head.
I hope I did it justice. I probably didn't, because you kind of can't do a movie that good
Well,
justice.
if it's your favorite movie, you can't ever do it justice, right?
Yeah.
But no, it's your favorite movie. Gun to the head. Someone asks you what your favorite movie is. You'd say Titanic.
100% Titanic.
Yeah. So if someone puts a gun to my head and says, "What's his favorite movie?" If I say Titanic, we're in the clear.
Yeah, we're in the clear.
Good.
Yeah,
Okay,
luckily you
nice.
won't. Yeah, you won't get shot.
Good.
Yeah, you
good.
won't get shot.
Hopefully not. Yeah.
Titanic is my number one. Yeah, seriously.
Nice.
Any situation. Yeah. Titanic is my go-to.
Good for you, man. Glad that you love the film. Keith, that's your bold statement of the day. It's Titanic is the best love story of all time. Mine is that Avatar 2 was better than Avatar 1. We talked about a lot today. Keith, that's our show. That's Kel's Cuts. We had a lot of fun. Oh, I know what you're doing. Yeah. Sing it. Oh, that's nice. Keep it All right, I'm going to cut you off there. That's where we're going to cut you
I can't
off.
hit that high. I'm not
That's
a
okay.
singer.
Well,
What
you
the
tried.
hell do you expect of me? I don't know if that deserved a laugh.
I think it's really funny.
That's
Whenever
fair.
I hit that,
Whatever,
it just
man.
makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's our show, Keith. That's Kel's Cuts. We went over a lot. We
Passionate
talked about,
young love. Passionate young love. Let's see more of it in the world.
Let's do it.
Learn from Jack and Rose.
We talked about the box office breakdown. We went over the top 5. We had Nora with a 500% increase. Mickey 17
Yeah, absolutely
making
insane. Talk about passionate
20
young
million.
love. That's why I love Nora so much.
Boom.
I love a passionate young love story.
Boom. Mickey 17 making around $20 million on a $120 million budget. Not what we'd like to see for Bong Joon-ho. Went over some news stories in the boom or bust format. Talked about Friendship at South by Southwest. That is the Tim Robinson and Paul Rudd film. Then we went over Mike Flanagan's new poster, Life of Chuck. We talked about Cujo. We talked about Steve Buscemi. We talked about Avatar, Fire and Ash. Keith's got his hand up.
I have a question.
What is it?
I have a question.
What do you got?
In the Friendship movie, who do you think would be who? Who would be Paul? Who would be Tim?
Between you and I?
Yeah.
I mean, in what capacity?
I don't know.
In what aspect?
Just
in general?
yeah, I'd say
general
in general.
sense?
I'd say in general, a general sense. I'd say in a general sense, you're maybe a little more like Paul, and I'm maybe a little more like Tim. Are you gonna stop being friends with me, Cal?
No, but
Really?
I'm not.
After watching this movie, I'm going to expect that. I'm prepared, man. I'm prepared for anything at this point. Well, thinking I have a good friend. He just turns around, turns on my back. I don't want to
No,
be
I'm
friends
not
with you
doing
anymore.
that. Come on.
Jeez, dude.
Stop
If you
it.
told me you don't want to be friends with me anymore,
Cut it out.
my heart would literally be broken like roses at the end of Titanic.
Here's the thing, though. My heart.
You're
will go
my
on.
Jack.
My heart will go on.
Oh my God. Wait, who's who? Jack and Rose. Am I Rose and you're Jack?
Yeah.
Oh, that means you die.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I'm
not
probably
good.
biting the dust.
Hey, maybe you're Rose.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Would you draw me?
Oh yeah. Oh God.
In a
we
very
didn't even,
sensual
we didn't
way.
talk about his drawings, dude.
Well, a lot of people liked it because the movie is PG-13, and you get to see a little boob, right?
Yeah, you get to see a
You
boob
like my-
in a drawing, yeah. And that should not be the sole reason why people like this damn film. That is absolutely
saying.
absurd. Hey, I saw a drawing of a boob. Oh my God, this is one of my favorite movies of all time. Why? Oh, I saw a drawing with a boob in it.
I'm just saying that, it was like the only PG-13 movie where you got to see that. And like young kids were like, oh, well, I'll sit through the 3-hour movie because I get to see a boob. Like, I'm just trying to be funny.
Too
I don't
much.
know. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, no, don't be sorry at all. No, I think that's extremely funny that
It's
that
an
people found
incredibly
that,
silly thing.
Yeah.
But I do remember, like, that was the thing because it came out in 97,
yeah,
right?
that was the year I was born.
There you
yeah,
go. Boom.
Yeah, maybe that's a reason why it's my favorite movie as well.
Could be, man.
Have that
So
connection there.
we talked about Cujo, Steve Buscemi, we talked about Avatar. We did our Criterion Cuts. Keith shouted out The Brood. I shouted out Umbrellas of Cherbourg. And then we had our bold statements of the day. That's the show. It's Kel's Cuts. It's the movie podcast. We had some fun talking to you. Hope you had fun listening. Keith,
Oh,
got any
jeez.
final things of
Yeah.
how you're feeling?
Yeah.
Not to put the pressure on you,
jeez.
my friend, but the people are waiting. They love
Okay.
this segment. It's something that you do that I love.
okay.
Got something for us. How you feeling, Keith?
I wrote this one down as well.
What do you got?
Sorry, everybody. I know I'm always on the spot, but it's fun to write them down
You got
too.
good material here.
Okay. I'm feeling like a computer. I got a lot of buttons. I give a lot of people knowledge. I'm pretty old, older than the laptop, but I'm still going strong. It's a computer.
So good.
Old age computer though. Like I'm talking one from like the 1970s. Wait, that's not even a thing. Computers weren't even a thing back then. I'm talking
wasn't.
thing. That sounded so damn dumb. God, I retract that entire statement. I'm so sorry. Instead of 1970s, let's go 1990s. I'm a computer from the 1990s, everybody. Before laptops were invented, I help people out with their searches. I get people the information that they want to know.
Yeah.
I have a lot of buttons. You press me, you push me. I'm a computer, baby.
It's just so good.
Thanks, man.
It's so good. I'm always surprised. I just always love it. I just Googled when was the first computer invented. The AI overview is telling me the first computer that resembled modern machines was designed by Charles Babbage between
What, like 1916 or something?
between 1833 and 1871. However, the technology of the time was not advanced enough to build it. What are you talking about? What do you mean? What is Charles Babbage? What do you... Ah, Jesus. What are we doing?
Maybe it was just like, the smallest version of a computer that you can think of. Like, maybe it was
this
just
thing
like
looks really big.
like one signal sending out just like one signal to the other signal.
I guess so.
That's what they
I
had.
guess so. So Keith's feeling like a computer. Listen, that's Kel's Cuts. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kellen Slattery. I'm your host. That's Keith Vogt. He's the illustrious co-host and the horror fanatic. You know him. We love him. With all of that being said, my friends, we'll see you at the movies.
Buy a computer.